and the terrible feeling that a moment love cannot stop disasters as the police situation. She may look at Emma through a glass wall and see not a suspect, but the title boys she once told in the arms. His voice may remain calm because she knows Emma needs strength, yet her hands will show the fear and she refuses to speak. When she turns toward Behram, however, that claim may despair. She has warned him many times that secret deals and built ambitions would bring dangers. Emma arrest may become the moment when Zahra finally demands the whole trust about Behram agreement with Galip and every hidden decisions made in the name of their son's futures. Behram will wants to solve the crisis quickly, but his idea of a solution is often another bargaining. He may call people he does not fully trust. He may offers money he does not have. He may promise loyalty to means men who will later demand much more. Behram believes actions proves that he is strong father, yet he rarely asks whether his action respect Amr chooses. If Galip offer legal help, Behram accept before understanding the cost. Galip could present himself as the powerful man who can protect a talented young player from scandals. In reality, he may use the arrest to tighten control over both Behram and Amr. To a lawyer, a club statement or a private conversations with the police could appear generous. Every favor, however, would create a debt. Every may tell himself that he will may full pride of free his sons. The danger is that the price may be Emma independence. The father who wants to refuse him could acknowledgely his futures to the same people who the help build the trap. Galip has reasons to move carefully. Emma arrest can remove a threat to use, but the scandals connected to the club and also damage Galip's own reputation. He cannot celebrate openly. He must act concerned, respectable, and surprised. This gives him a chance to control the public story. He may say that the club supports justice while quality spending Emmer. He may claim that no longer is greater than the institutions. He may offer help to the family while making sure camera see his concerns. Galip understood that power is not only about what happens, it is about who explain what happens first. If we can define Emmer as a troubled young man from a difficult neighborhood, then the solutions will fit the prejudiced may peoples already carry. If the trust later appears, Galip can say only followed producers. His hand will look clean, even if people close to him help create the direct. User will experience the result of the plan different from a new few moment. He may feel victorious. Emmer in his custody, the football path blocks and Nas is separated from him and fear and confusion, yet the victory will not during space. Yuse has spent so long measuring himself against Emmer that removing Emmer leave him face to face with his own emptiness. He may what Nas runs toward the police situation and understands that the trap has not pushed her back into his arm. It has made her more determined to stand beside Emmer. He may see the neighborhood gathering around the cost young man and realize that loyalty cannot be purchased. Yuse has money, status, and his father's influence, but none of these things creates the king of love. Emmer receive freely. This makes him even more dangerous. A jealousy person sometimes stops when the rival is defeated. A deeply insecure person who may continue attacking because the rival suffering still does not create the love he wants. Hassan positions to even more unstable. He helps set the trap, but it is not protected by real power. Yusem can return to a rich home. May always Galip can hire lawyers. Hassan's and only anger, secret and temporary usefulness. Once the police begins asking how the drugs reach Amr bags, Hassan may become the easiest persons to sacrifice. Yusuf could acknowledge the him, Rami could distance himself. The people who encourage his revenge may despair as soon as become a risk. Hassan may slowly understand that he has crossed line without gaining anything solid. Amr arrested does not restore Hassan's lost footballs chance. It does not make Malik love him. It does not return his parents or move the long lines he has carried. Silence, childhood revenge give him one sharp moment of control followed by a much larger silence. In that silence, guilt may begins to speak. The official preview suggests that someone refuses to leave until another person is well. That promise can carry several meanings, but its emotional center fits the new struggles perfectly in this story. Staying becomes an act of resistance. Nas can stay beside Amar was powerful people who hurt us a step away. Malik stay beside the trust while even while our heart is hurt. Terry can stay beside a player whose name is begin destroy a shadow, and Mud can stay beside where friends when friend fears tells him to protect themselves. Even Hassans may reach a point where staying to face that damage becomes the harder and more meaningful turning again. The next chapter is therefore not only about who created the trap, it is about who remains present after the trap. Closeness creases remove polite marks if show which relationship were built on convenience and which one can survive disagree. Nas entered this part of the story with two separate storms inside her. Emma has been arrested, and at the same time, she has learned that the family story she trusted was incomplete. She cannot place on pain inside while solving the other. The police situation may become the first place where these two grises meets. She will wants to help Emma, but every person around her may question whether she is acting from love, rebellion, guilt, or confusion. Her family may tell her that this is not her problem. Yusei may warns that standing beside an accused man will damage her name. Galip may use soft words to make control sound like protections. Yusei Naz has already begun to understand that a comfortable life can still be guilt. Or one line, the discovery about her adoptions changing the value of obedience. When should she quietly accept guidance from people who decide she does not discover the trust about herself. Now sports can become very practical. She may remember our details from the yard, notice who has a sex to Amar bag, or connect usage behavior to the timing of the police operations. Because people often underestimate her, they may speak too freely in front of her. User may reveal knowledge he should not have. A driver, workers, or club employees may emotions mention seeing Hassan's Nas does not need to become a detective overnight. Her strength can comes from refusing to dismiss small coordination. Amber may sit that never let the bag out of his sight. Then remember one brief moment when someone distracted him. Shadow and recall a strategy More than remember a vehicle, each detail alone looks weak, but together they can begin to break the false story. Na's positions broken. Society and the neighborhood gives her access to both worlds, where Emma's friends are not welcome and ask questions that would make powerful men nervous. Her adoption story may also connect her more also deeply to Feral and Malik. Feral's life has been shaped by sacrifice, poverty, and decisions made under terrible pressure. Na's anger will be natural, but the trust will not give her a simply villain. She may meet a woman who did not abandon a child because she lacked love, because the world offered her no safe choice. That public possibility creates a painful moral conflict. Naz has the right to ask why she was denied her own the history. Faral has the right to explain the fear and friendship behind her decisions. The family that raised Naz may have provided care while still participating in a line. No single answers can erase and others. The strength of these storylines will come from allowing all these emotions to exist together. Nas can love people who raised still condoms and their silence. She can feel drawn toward Feral and still be angry. She can look at Malik and wonder whether they share more than the complicated bond created by Emmer. Malik's reaction may become one of the most emotional parts of the coming story. She has already suffered physically and emotionally. She has loved Emmer with a disaffection that leaves her valuables, and she has watched him move closer to Nas, learning that moves uh, learning may be connected to her own family could make every earlier moment feels different. The girl she saw as a rival may also as a sister, or at least someone tries to the same hidden wounds. Malik may first reject the idea because accepting it would force her to recognize her feelings. She would be jealous of Nas, protective of Rahul, angry about the secretly and ashamed of that anger at the same time. Yet Tamar arrest give both young women a reasons to stop fighting each other. They do not need to become close immediately. A believable alliance can begin with one shared purpose, proving that Emmer was formed. This alliance would be powerful because Naz and Malik bring different form of knowledge. Malik understands the neighborhood, Hassan's history, and the emotional language of the boy. Naz understands using Galib world and the habit of peoples who believe that power makes them untouchable. Malik can recognize when Hassan is hiding pain behind anger. Nas can recognize when Yuze is hiding fear behind confidence. Together, they may find the crack in the plan. Their cooperation would also challenge the usual love triangles. Instead of allowing romance to reduce both girls to competitors, the story can give them a larger purpose. They can disagree honestly without becoming cruel. They can protect Emmer without treating him like a prize. Most importantly, they can begin discovering who they are outside the expectations placed on them by family and love. Shadow will bring energy to the search, but the situation will pass the honors he normally uses as protection. At first, he may try to keep everyone calm with jokes. The police situation, however, is not a place where laughter can easily hide her fear when he sees Emmer led away. The smile may disappear. Shadow knows what it feels like to be powerless inside a violent home. He cannot bear Watching another person's control the fate of someone he loves, his first idea may be reckless. Find Hassan for the confessions and bring him to the police. Mert will likely be the one who tell him that anger without evidence could make everything worse. This difference can create tensions between the friends, but it also shows why they need each other. Shadow provides moment when fear causes paralysis. Smart provides questions when involvement could become another trap. Mud family history make the arrest is especially personal. He has lived under the shadow of his father's crime, whether or not he had any part in it. He understands how quickly society attach our labels to an entire family. He knows that once people connect a name with violence or prisons, every normal action is viewed with suspicion. Seeing Emmer placed inside that same kind of story may awaken anger. Smart rarely show he may refuse to become permanent. At the same time, his knowledge of the justice systems can make him more realistic than the others. He knows that friendship is not evidence. Saying Emmer is a good person will not be enough. They need a witness, a recording or message, frightenings or a fingerprints or a coordinations in the official's timeline. Mud can become the quiet strategic of the group, turning structures memories into a plan. Terry can give that plan direction. His role as a coach places him near the club. The players and adults who may know way more than they admit. He can ask who know Emmer would be at the spots. He can examine whether the police received an anonymous call and when it was made. He can question why Yusei appears too calm or too informed. Tarek's strength is that powerful men may see him as wounded and harmless. They may forget that grief has made him patient. A person who has lost everything is sometimes harder to frighten. Tarek may risk his positions by defending Emmer publicly. The club could warn him to remain silent until the investigations, and he may answer that silence is exactly what allows a lie to grow. These decisions will show the difference between a coach who only develops talent and a mentor who protects a young person's dignity. Tarek's sports can also bring him closer to Zahra. Both carry the pain of losing a child. Both are surrounded by men whose ambitions is caused damage. Their conversations do not need to become romantic immediately. Simple understanding can be more powerful. At the police situations, Tariq may tell Zahra that Emmer is not alone. Zahra may look like at him and realize she is one of the new few adults speaking without asking for something in return. This trust can become um, incomplete. Behram becomes more desperate. Zahra may share details about Behram's secret behavior that help Tariq understand the wider conflict. Tariq may reveal concerns about Galip and the club together. They can see that Emmer arrest is not an isolated event. It is connected to a longer chain of manipulations. Behram will dislike this closeness because it exposes his failure. He wants to be seen as the man who protects the family. When Tariq provides the honesty and calms that Behram cannot, jealousy may with guilt. Behram accused Tariq of interfering. He may insist that only a father understands what must be done. Zahra can answer that being a father does not give him the right to gamble with Emmer's life. Such a confrontation has been building for a long time. The arrest give it a clear sentence. Behram must choose whether to continue defending this or choices or finally admit that his hunger For success made Amar easier to explore, an honest confession could begin his admissions, and other lie could push the family closer to collapse. The police investigations can create suspense without needing impossible twist. Ammerbag is the main evidence, but investigators will ask where the obtains it, who saw him carrying it, and why he was at the shipyard. Emmer explanations may sound emotional and incomplete because it involves Hassan, a man believed dead or missing. If Emmer says he came to save Hassan, the police may ask why Hassan is not there. If he mentions Rami, dead connections could create more suspicious. Every trustful answers may lead toward people with criminal reputation. This is the brilliance of the trap. It does not require Emmer to tell a lie. It makes his trust sound unbelievable. A careful investigator, however, may notice that Emmer's behavior does not match the evidence. He did not attempt to flee before the raid. He did not hide the bag. He may show genius shock when the drug appears. The quality, package, or placement might also look strange. Someone transporting illegal material would normally know what he carried and take reputations. Emmer behaved like a person who expected to find a friend, not to complete a sales. These details cannot free him immediately, but they can create about the story. May introduce a police officer who is not controlled by Gallup and is willing to follow fact beyond the easiest conclusions. That characters will become important because the young pupils need someone inside the system who value trust. Rami Wool will be difficult to read. He had Hassan escaped, yet he also spotted here the earlier he may know where about the alliance between Hassan and Yusuf. Then he admit Rami lives by rules built around survival and loyalty. But his loyalties may conflict. He could feel responsible for allowing Hassan to reach the point where he found Amr. He might possess a phone message, locations, record, or witness that can help. The question is whether he will risk himself to reveal it. Rami may first demand something in return, which would make his help dangerous. Later, a quieter or respect for Amr could push him toward a clear choice. His decisions will show whether he is only a man of the street or someone capable of protecting a young person from a make possible. Hassan's contact Rami because he needs money, shelter, and powerful man's dead convict can become the first weakness in the plan. Frightening persons repeat mistake. Hassans may use a phone that can be traced. He may visit a familiar place. He may ask someone from the neighborhood for help, believing all loyalty still belong to him. Shadow and Murt know his habits. They know where he goes when he is angry, where he hides when he is ashamed, and which memories can pull him back. The search for Hassans can therefore become emotional rather than purely physical. They are not hunting a strangers, they are following the remain of the frightening they once knew. When they finally find Hassan, the scene should not begin with violence. Silence can carry more pain. Hassan may look at Shadow and Mud and understand. They can already know. Shadow may ask one simple question: how could you do this to Amr? Hassan will probably answer by listening. every wound he believed Amr caused. He may speak about football, Malik betrayal, and the feeling that he was always the second choice. Mud can tell him that pain explains anger, but it does not excuse destroying an innocent life. Hassan may shout that no one cared when his own life was destroyed. The argument will reveal the true strategy. Hassan wants his friends to see pain, but he can actions that make it harder for them to stand beside him. The most important choice belongs to Hassan. After that confrontations, he can continue running, which will confirm that revenge matters more him than friendship. He can try to blame Yusuf, which may be true but incomplete, or he can confess his own rule and accept the consequence. Of full confession would not erase what he did. It would not instantly restore trust. It would, however, show that the friend inside him is not completely dead. The story may delay these decisions, allowing Hassan to move between guilt and fear. Yusuf will likely threat him, reminding him that both of them can fall. Hassan may realize that the trap now holds him too. Yusuf will not wait calmly for Hassan to make a moral decision. He will watch every movement around the cause and try to remove loose. And if Hassan begins avoiding cause, Yusuf will understand that guilt is becoming dangerous. He may send someone to frightening him, offer more money, or promise a way out of the country. Each offer will reveal the real nature of their partnership. Yusuf never saw Hassan as an equal, he saw him as weapons that could be thrown away after use. Hassan, who has spent his life fearing avoidance, he has again trusted a person prepared to avoidance him. These reputations may finally force him to see how his own choice keep placing him in the hands of people who value his anger more than his life. Nas could become the person who exposes Yusuf's fear. She knows the difference between his public confidence and private panic. When she asks about Amr, Yusuf may answer too quickly. He may mention the drug before Nas tells him what the police found. He may claim that Amr has always been dangerous, even though he previously treated him mainly as a football rival. Nas can quietly hold on to these mistakes instead of confronting him immediately. She may let him believe she is confused and willing to return to the safety of her old life. This would be a major sign of growth. Earlier, Nas often reacted directly from emotions. Now she can use patience. She can allow user to speak because every sentence gives her another species of the trust. A private meeting between Nas and Yusuf could become one of the strongest seasons. Yusuf may strongest sense could that be everything because he loved her. Nas can answer that love does not destroy another person's life. He may argue that Amr entering their world and took what happened belongs to belong and reject the idea he belongs to Amr over Yusuf. It would be about not chasing herself over control. Her adoption's discovery makes him even sharper. Too many people have made decisions about the identity, relationships, and future without asking what she wanted. She tells Yusuf that she is finished, begins treated like a prize passed between them. The statements could break the emotions power. The still believe he was never over her. Malik may hear about this meeting and intentionally misunderstanding it. All jealousy can return at the roast moment, yet instead of creating another long conflict. Nas can show her evidence. She gathers this moment of trust would move both characters forward. Malik may admit that she knows where Hassan once kept important hurting or where he might hide a phone. Naz may admit that Tuesday is frightening of Hassan speaking for together. They can understood that finding Hassan is not only about forcing in confession, it is about reaching him before Usually people do urgency changes the search. Hassan is quality, but he may also be in danger. Faria will try to protect Malik while carrying the fear that Naz may soon come to her door. She may want to postpone the trust until Amar creases a solved secret. However, Library wait for a convenient moment. Naz may arrive unexpectedly, not with anger, with a question only Feral can answer. The older women could lose the strength to continue pretending. Their first conversation should be quiet. There is no need for shouting at the beginning. Naz may place old photograph documents or remembers detail to tables. Writers may look at the understand that the years of silence have and her first instinct could be she wanted Naz to have a better life. Naz may respond that a better life should not require a stole identity. The emotional trust more complicated. Ferrar may explain that poverty, fear, social pressure, and the absence of sports left her trapped. She may describe a time when every unavailable choice seemed cruel. She may have believed that giving Nas away was only way to keep the safer. The explanations can help Nas understand without forcing immediate forgiveness. Forgiveness should not be treated like a switch. Nas may leave more than fact and more should not treat like a switch. She may know how why the decisions happened, but still struggles with the years of silence. Afterward, he why did no one search for a way of tells her when she became older who prevented contact. Did the family that realized her make promises they later broke? These questions can open a larger mystery. Malik Way learns the trust from or distance or enter during the conversations. Her reactions could be explosive because the secret changes her understanding of her all. He may feel trust. Mother's love was divided by a child she never knew. She may also feel guilty for thinking this away. Feral can remind her that love is not a piece of bread that becomes smaller when shared. Still, Malik, he grew up watching her mother struggles, seeing Naz arriving from a wealthy life. He may make the past feel unfair. Naz had confirmed but lacked trust. Malik has trust about the hardship but lack confirmed. Neither girl receive a complete life. This recognition can become the first real bridge between them. Emerged situations may force the new family connections into actions. No could ask Feral whether Hassan ever visited, spoke about Yusei or left anything behind. Malik could search his old room or retrieve spares phone or jacket or handwriting note might reveal a meeting place. The evidence should be small enough to feel believes. Perhaps Hassan kept a message because he did not use a trust user. Perhaps he recorded a conversation of protection. A young man involved in a dangerous plan may create ensure without realizing it can later save Emmer. Findings that prove would give the woman a, a direct role in changing the case rather than leaving the rescue entirely to male characters. At the club, Gallips will work to protect his position. He may call a private meeting and announce that Emmer is suspending until the investigations end. Terry can oppose the decisions, arguing that suspicions before proof turns accusations into punishment. Other officials may stay silent because they fear Gallipius may still nearby, pretending to be disturbed by the situation. Terry could ask questions that makes him uncomfortable. How did the anonymous caller know exactly where the drugs would be found? If the possible police received detail about the bag, then someone had watched Emmer closely. The room may become silent. Gallip will try to end the discussions, but doubt has already entered. The club public image matters because football is Emmer's path out of poverty. Even if he is released, the questions could remain online and it people's memories. Sponsors may step back. Rival supporters may use cruel chants. Scouts may decide he is too risky. This creates a second battles after the legal battles. Clearing his name require more than leaving custody. He must recover the story of who he is. Tariq may arrange for witness to speak. Naz may refuses to hide her spots. The neighborhood may organize around him. These actions cannot replace evidence, but they know that Emmer's identity is larger than a police report. Emmer himself may struggle when he is finally allowed to speak with his family. He will try to appear strong for Zahra. He may tell Sado and Mud not to do anything foolish. He may ask about Malik and Naz before asking about football. This reveals his properties. Yet, when he is alone, anger will rise. Emmer has spent much of the story believing honesty and hard work will eventually be recognized. The farmer up attack that believe he may begins to wonder whether the playing fairly he has only made him easier to defeat. This is a dangerous emotional part of the defeat. This is a dangerous emotional point. A good person pushed by injustice can others become more committed to trust or begin copying the method of his enemies. Tariq can help him choose during a visit. He may say that anger is not that same as strength. Emmer might answer that patience has given his enemies time to destroy him. Tariq can admit that the world is not fair and that trust does not was with automatically it needs courage, evidence and people willing to carry it. He can tell Emmer heart that protecting his heart does not mean remaining passive. It means refusing to become the lie others have created about him. This advice could connect football disciplines with personal survivals on the field. A player cannot chase every provocation. He must keep his positions, read the game and wait for the opening. Emmer must now do the same with the trap. Behram may secretly meet Gallip during this time. Gallip could offer a path. Emmer will receive help if Behram confirms a story that protects the club or sign a contract giving Gallip control. Behram will be tempted because the offer appears to solve the immediate problem. He may not realize that accepting can make Emmer look guilty. A special inversions from the evidence that powerful people are hiding something. More importantly, Emmer may feel betrayal if he learns his father once again made a life changing decisions. Without him, Behram's choice can decide whether he begins repairing his relationships with his son or destroy the remaining trust. Zahra may follow Behram or discover documents from the meeting. Instead of quality suffering, she can confront both men. She may enter Galip's office and tell him that her son is not an object is other old competitions. Galip may dismiss her as an emotional mother. Zahra can answer with facts, showing that she knows about the earlier bringing at the pressure a pressure of Amr. Her courage could surprise Behram. For years he has mistaken her patience for weakness. Now he sees that patience ended because the danger reached her child. Zahra confrontations may not Behram from sinking away Amr's futures. Meanwhile, Sado and Mert may trace Hassan's to Boyden building workshop or concerns connected to their childhood. The location should carry memories, perhaps they once hid there after stealing food, trained with an old ball, or promised they could become famous together. Returning as enemies give the sense emotional weight. Hassan may be injured, excited, and unable to maintain the hard image he showed. Uses Sado will want to pull him home. Mert will demand to the trust first. Hassan may finally admit that the drugs were planted, but he may refuse to go to the police because Yuse has threatening him. A confession spoken only to frightening may not be enough. Mert could record part of the conversations, not from curiosity, from noticed, and become furious, feeling betrayal again. Mert can tell him whether Amr was from. This is an important reversal. Hassan once believed that unconditional protection. Now he must learn that real friendship also demands accountability. Sado may stand between them, beginning Hassan to stop running. He can remind him that Amr searched from him even everyone through the he dead. That trust may finally break through Hassan's anger before Hassan decides. User man could arrive. The confrontation does not need to become a large action sense, but danger should be real. Hassan may understand that Yuse plans to silence him. Sado and Mert, despite everything, refuse to leave him behind. Their choices show the difference between them and Yuse. They are angry with Hassan, yet tell still urge him as human. During the escape, Hassan may have save offering the first sign that his loyalty is returning. They get away with a damage recording another piece of evidence, but not enough for an easy victory. The story keeps tensions while allowing moral movement. Naz and Malik may receive that the evidence and bring it to Tariq. A message from Yuse, a payment record, or Hassan recorded words can give the lawyer a reason to challenge the case. The police may still require Hassan's official statement. This creates the next goal: keep Hassan alive and convince him to confess. Amr could be released temporarily if the evidence creates responsible doubt, but the investigations will continue. Such a release would not feel like a complete victory. Cameras would wait outside, reporters would shout questions. Amr would Malik walk into freedom while still carrying the cushions. Nazg may be persons waiting closest to him. The official privilege preview promise about not leaving until someone is will. It's funniest meaning here. She does not tell Amr that everything is fixed. She simply tells him she will remain. Amr, ashamed of the scandals, he may ask her to protect herself and stay away. Nas can refuse. She can spent her life inside a carefully managed image, standing beside Emma publicly become her decisions to stop living for others' people approval. Malik may watch them with pain but also with growing acceptance. Her love for Emma does not disappear. It becomes less possessive and more honest. Emma returns to the youngers will be emotional. Some neighborhood will welcome him. Others will watch from behind curtains and children will run towards him. Toward adults decide whether it is proper. Pamuk can embarrass him without carrying his hips. Sahra may hold his face and thank God he is home. Behram may stand a little feathers away, unsure whether he steals her right to act like the hero of moment. Emma will notice their conversations may be delayed, but the silence between father and son will say that another trust is waiting. Hassan cannot return is the same way even if he helps clear Emma. The neighborhood will know what he did. Some people will want him punished, others will remember the orphaned boy they watched grow. Hassan must face consequence without being reduced to a monster. He may surrender and give a complete statement. This choice could protect Emma while placing Hassan in custody. The sentence would mirror Emma's arrest but carry a different meaning. Emma entered the situation innocent because a friend betrayed him. Hassan enters guilty because he finally chose to stop betraying everyone, include himself. Yusei may believe Hassan confess can be dismissed as revenge or fear. Galip lawyers may attack his celebratedly. They can say Hassan is unstable, jealous, and trying to save himself. This is why additional evidence matters. Nas observations, the phone record, the anonymous strip, and the timing of the bag can support the confession. The case against Yusei begins not with one perfect proof but with many small trusts pointing in the same directions. Galip may realize his son is becoming impossible to protect without exposing the family other secret. A conversation between Galip and Yusei can show how their relationship created the disasters. Galip may slap or insult his son not because he is morally shocked but because Yusei acted careless and entering the family name. Yusei can finally accuse his father of teaching him that winning matters more than fairness. He may say that every cruel choice came from trying to become the son Galip respected. This does not excuse Yusei, but it reveals the cycle. Galip treated love like a reward for success. Yusei learns to destroy anyone who threatening that reward. The father now faces the result of his own value. The coming story can end these sections with several doors open. Emma may be outside custody but far from Nas. Nas may know the trust about her birth without knowing how to live with it. Malik may have gained a sister while losing the simple shape of the old world. Hassan may begin playing from his crime. Yusei may become more desperate as control slips away. Behram may stand one confession away from ether, repetitions, or ruin. These paths connect around one central question: can a person rebuild a life after that trust destroy the story they believed? The answers will not quickly. Ulti-Istanbul work best when victory carries a cost. Amr can clear his name, but he cannot return to the innocent trust he once gave. Hassan's Nas can find her real family, but she cannot recover the years of knowledge taken from her. Hassan can confess, but he cannot erase the fear he caused. Sahra can protect her son, but she may no longer be able to protect her. Mary from the trust, every solution offers another emotional problem. This is what gives the drama weight. The football story will eventually return because Emer's dream remains central. His first match after the scandals could become more than sport. The crowd may judge him, opponents may provoke him. User may play with anger instead of discipline. Emmer will needs to decide whether he entered the field to prove people wrong to the remember who he was before powerful man turns to the game into a weapon. Tariq May tells him that one match cannot clean a name but it can show characters. Emmer's victory may not be scoring, it may be refusing to lose control when the entire stadium accepts him to break. Nas could watch from the stand beside Malik Fehral and Sahra. The arrangement itself would show how much has changed. These women, divided by class, sincerely romance, and family pain, could find themselves united by the desires to see one young man survive a system built to use him, their united world, to erase their disagreement. It would show that people can stand together before every wound has healed. This is a stronger message than easy forgiveness. Hassans may hear the watch from a radio in custody or another place where he faces consequence. Each sound from the crowd could return him to the dream he once shared with Emmer. He may realize that he did not only try to steal Emmer's future, he destroyed his own chance to stand beside him. Regret becomes powerful when it arrives. Punishment, yet it still guides what a person does next. Hassan may choose to reveal around the club. His cooperation can become a long path. He lost the section closed not with complete peace but with a change in directions. At the beginning, Emmer is alone under the weight of planted evidence. By the end, the lie has begun to crack because people from different parts of the life refuse to accept the easy story. Naz uses doubt as courage. Malik turns pain into action. Shadow and Mert turns friendship into responsibility. Tariq turns a grief into protections. Zahra turns fears into a voice. Even Hassan's may turn guilt into a first honest choice. Against them stand Hussein and Galip, men who still believe power can control every version of the trust. Their choices now decide whether trust survives and whether broken trust can heal. The new episode does not begin with a clean answers, it begins with a prize. The official preview gives us one disturbing sentence about using money to buy Hassan's futures, and that sentence changes the meaning of everything around him. Until now, Hassan has looked like a young man moving because of anger, jealousy, fear, and all bound. Now the story suggests that the choice may also be tied to a deal. Someone believes his futures can be purchased. Someone believes a troubled boy can be moved from one side to another by placing enough money in front of the right persons. This makes Hassan more an enemy in Emmer's story. It makes him a target inside a larger game. The people around him are not only asking whether he will betray Emmer again, they are deciding who will own his next step, who will control his silence, who will benefit if the disappears before the trust about the planted drug reaches the police. This is why the new episode can carry a very difficult energy from the previous ones. The earlier chapters ended with shock. Emmer was taken away. The evidence looked strong, and Hassan's survival turned grief into betrayal. The coming chapters must now deal with movement. Everyone has a reason to act quickly. Emmer needs proof before the accusations damage his football's carries beyond repair. Naz needs answers, but both Emmer and her own family. Yusei needs Hassan to remain loyal and quiet. Gillips needs the club protected from scandals. Biram wants to save his son, but his habit of making secret bargaining may create another danger. Malik must decide whether her love Hassan can survive what he has done. Sadu and Mud cannot simply wait outside a police situation. Even the pupils who usually stand in the background will be pushed into the center because the trap is no longer private. It is entered the neighborhood, the club, the family homes, and the public story around Amber. The most important question is not only who offered the money, the deeper question is what kind of future they promised Hassan. A safe escape would be only possibility. A new football's chance would be another. Perhaps someone told him that one final act against Amber would open a door that had always been chosen to him. Hassan has spent much of his life believing that other people receiving chance will he receive blame. He watches Amar gain trust, attention, friendship, and love. He tells himself that the world has already chooses a winner and a loser. A clever manipulators can use that pain. He can say you will never give a fair life, so take your payment now. He can make revenge look like justice, but money give him in such moment is never a gift, it is a chance. The person paying does not want Hassans to become free, he wants Hassans to become useful. Usually understand this kind of power because he grew up close to it. He has seen how money can change a conversations before anyone raises a voice. A lawyer arrives, a witness becomes uncurtained, a worker loses a job, or a family accepts a deal because refusals seems too dangerous. Yusei may not even think of himself as a criminal mind. He may believe that he is only using the tool visible to him in this world. Problems are handled before they become public. People are rewarded from loyalty and punished from another world. He has angers but no protections. He can be encouraged to take the risk, but once the police begins asking questions, he is the easiest person to leave behind. The new episode may show Hassan slowly understanding that User did not buy his future. User returns his desperations for one dangerous night. Hassan first sense should before carry both confidence and panic on the outside. He may act as though the plan success exactly unexpected. Emmer is in custody. The drugs were found in the correct bag. The police have physical evidence. Hassan can tell himself that the hardest part is ever, yet every sound around him may feel like dangers. A car stopped near the building, footstep on the stairs, or an unknown numbers calling his phone and remind his now connected to a serious crime. He may ask user when the promised money will arrive or when he will be taken someone safe. User may answers with delay. He may say the situation is too hot, the police are watching, or Galip must first control the club. These excuses will reveal the trust. Hassan completed his part, but the powerful people are not ready to complete theirs. Rami may become important in this moment because he helped Hassan escape after everyone believed he had died. Rami knows how fear changes a person. He may have believing he was saving Hassan for immediate danger, but now he seems that Hassan used that second chance to build a trap for Amr. This can produce anger, shame, and responsibility. Rami may ask himself whether helping Hassan escape made Amr arrest possible. He might try to distance himself, yet the story will be stronger if he does the opposite. Instead of despairing, he can begin looking for Hassan. He can search the places where a frightening young man would hide. He can speak to people who do not trust the police. Rami may not be innocent in every part of this. Istanbul is often shown as a city of beauty, history, bright lights, and endless chances. In Altius, Istanbul, however, the city is not only a beautiful background. It is a force that pushes people together, pulls families apart, and turns simple dreams into dangerous choices. The story begins with young people who do not ask for luxury, they ask for a fair chance. They want to rise above the limits placed around them by poverty, family pressure, social class, and old mistake. Yet every step toward a better life has a price. Some characters pay with trust, some pay with love, others pay with their freedom, their identity, or their peace. This is the main reason the series feels larger than a normal youth drama. It is not simply about football, romance, or family conflict. It is about what happens when hope enters a world controlled by people who know how to use hope as a weapon. At the center of the story stands Amar Kankaya, a brave young man from the working class neighborhood of the Yonkers. Amar believes footballs can become the road that carries him and the pupils he loves out of hardship. He is not chasing fame because he wants attention. His dream grows from need. He has seen what poverty does inside a home. He has watched disappointment change adults. He understands that one successful move could give him family safety, dignity, and a future. This makes his ambition easy of understand. It also makes him easy to control. Powerful men can see him badly. He needs an opportunity. They know that a hungry dreamer will run through any open door. Before checking who built it, Emmer thinks his talent is financially being noticed, but the path is front of him. He is connected to hidden brigands, old guilt, and plans made by people who see young players are useful piece rather than human beings. The neighborhood around Emmer gives the series its emotional heart. The younger is poor, crowded, noisy, and full of problems, but it is not shown as a place without life. People know once another victory belongs to everyone and our tragedy passes through every door. Children grow up quickly because they hire adult worries too early. Friends become brothers because friendship is sometimes the only protection they have. Omar appears even in painful moments, not because the pain is small, but because laughter is one of the few things that cannot be taken away easily. The neighborhood creates loyalty, but it also creates pressure. Everyone watch everyone. A private failure can become public shame. A small success can produce love, jealousy, pride, and resentment at the same time. For Amar and his friends, living the Yonkers means escaping hardship, yet it may also mean leaving behind the people who made them strong. Football is the language that connects these young men on the fields. They can imagine a fair world. The ball does not care who has money, whose father has power, or who grew up in a large house. Skill, courage, timing, and teamwork appears to matter more than of social class. That belief keeps the player angry. It also hides a painful trust. The game around the field is not always fair. Club owners, fathers, agents, rivals, and rich families can influence who receive a chance. A talented player may still be ignored while another player removed forward because someone made a deal. The boys enter football looking for freedom, but they discover another system of control. Their greatest passions become the place where adults continue old fight. This contract gives the series much of its tensions. The football scenes are not only about winning a match. Every pass carries friendship, every mistake carries fears, every selection can change a family life. Amar fathers Behram Kanaya show how a broken dream can become dangerous when a person refuses to accept it. Behram's one wanted a football future of his own, but that future despaired. He now era living through his kebab shop, while part of him remained wrapped in the life he believed he deserved. Instead of healing, he tries to complete his unfinished story through Amr, a father spotting his son could by moving, but Behram's sport is mixed with hunger, pride, and calculation. He does not simply want Amr to success, and Amr he wants the boy victory to repair his own wounded name. This difference matter love that demands payment can become another form of pressure. Behram is willing to make choices behind Amr back because he tells himself the result will justify the method, yet every secret still remove a piece of Amr's freedom. The young man thinks he is running toward his own futures while his father's quality change the road. Zahra Kankaya, Amr's mother, carries a different kind of pain. She is trying to hold the family together after a terrible loss. Gary flees inside her daily routine. She continues to work, care, listen, and protect, but the wound he has not closed. Zahra understands that ambitions can destroy a home when it becomes more important than honesty. She sees the danger is Behram's behavior can when she cannot stop it. Her strength is not loud. It appears in the way uh, carrying memories that would have a broken heart through Zahra. The series shows that family tragedy does not end when the funeral and it remains in unfinished conversations, empty space, sudden silence, and fear for the children who are still alive. Amr football dream therefore brings both hope and terror to his mother. Success could save him, but the same world has already taken too much from the family. Tariq Didlik stands close to the young player as a coach and guide, yet he is also a man damaged by the past. He grew up without a secure family and later lost his son in a tragic accident that loss destroyed his marriage and separated him from his daughter. Now he tries to give hope to the boys at the football club, perhaps because helping them offers him a way to live with what he could not save in his own life. Tariq is not a perfect hero. He carries guilt, long lies, and unanswered questions. Still, his relationship with the players matter because he sees them more than talent. When others noticed money, influence, or future's value, Terry can recognize fear and pain. His presence suggests that an adult can guide young persons without winning the young person's futures. At the same time, his wounds make his valuable. A man trying to repair himself through survives may become deeply involved in problems that are larger than a football club. Amr does not walk through this story alone. Hassan, Sato, and Mud share the dream, but each friend carries a private burden. Their friendship begins with common history, shared street, and the feeling that they will either rise together or remain trapped together. That promise sounds strong when life is simple. It becomes harder when opportunity is limited. What happens when only one player is selected? What happens selected when also falls between two friends? What happens when one boy believes and others stole the futures that should have belongs to him? The series uses these questions to test the idea of brotherhood. Friendship is easy when everyone has the same amount of nothing. The real test begins when one person is offered a door and the other are left outside. Amr wants to remain loyal, but his success changes the balance even before he understands how it happens. Hakan Koru becomes the clearest example of what changing into anger. He grew up after losing his parents and learned to survive through the rules of the street. He is proud, competitive, emotional, and deeply afraid of being left behind. His feelings are not created by one single event, they come from years of loose comparisons and silence. Hassan loved the same girl and his closest friend, and he also believed a great football's injustice has stolen his chance when a person already feels forgotten. Unfair treatment can become proof that the whole world is against him. Hassan does not know how to place his pain somewhere safe. Instead, he allows it to shape his decision. His journey is tragic because the audience can understand the wound. Even when his actions become strong, he is not a stronger who suddenly entered the story as an enemy. He is one of the boy. His betrayal hurts because its growth inside a friendship that once felt real. Shadow Wolf's full name in Sadalu because bring warmth and humor into group, but his cheerful style hides a painful home life. He especially speaks quickly, jokes often, and creates energy when the others become too serious. From the outside, he looks like the friend who has no deep worries. The trust is very difficult. His father, drinking and violence has made home unsafe, and Sardo uses comedy as a shield. If he can make people laugh, they may not ask what happened behind his door. Football is not only a person's dream. For him, it is his image way of protecting his mothers and changing the conditions of their life. These give his light sense extra meanings. His jokes are not empty decoration, they show a young man fighting darkness with the only tools he can control. When Sardo sports Emmer, the sports come from someone who knows what it means to need rescue but still tries to rescue others. Mert Escore is quieter. His father is an imprisoned for murders, and that fact allows him like a shadow. Mert carries shame from a crime he did not commit. He does not know how to explain his anger, so he often keeps it inside. The football field gives him another voice. There, his body can express what his world cannot. He can move, defend, attack, and belongs without answering questions about his family name. Mer's silence makes him easy to overlook, but it also makes him an important observer. He noticed change in the group before others are willing to admit them. His loyalty is weird because it is not announced in long speeches. It appears when dangers come during the crisis. Around Hassan and Amir, Mud becomes one of the people who tries to stop Amr from making a desperate choice. That actions show the true value of a friend. He does not need perfect word. He remains present when presence matters. Meller Toprak is tried to the neighborhood to Emmer and to a future she desperate wants to escape. She is ashamed of poverty and uncomfortable with the life her mother has lived to support her. Her ambition is not gentle. She wants wealth, respect, beautiful spaces, and freedom from every reminders of where she came from. These desires do not automatically make her cruel. Many young people in her position would also dream of comfort. The problem begins when she starts treating love, loyalty, and accidentally as things that can be traded for a higher praise. Malik relationships with Amers contains history, but history cannot protect our relationships when two peoples begin walking towards different worlds. Amr wants to rise without lose himself. Malik feared that remaining close to him to keep her connected to her life. She hates their growing distance is therefore more than a romance problem. It is a conflict between two ideas of escape. Fahir's Torab Malik Mothers carries one of the story's heaviest secrets. She has survived great pain and worked as a singer is night entertainment venue so that her daughters can alive daughters Malik say the word and feel shame, but she does not fully understand the sacrifice behind it. For past include our decisions that cannot remain viewed forever. Her story connect poverty, motherhood, social judgment, and identity. She has spent years paying for a choice that may have been made under pressure rather than freedom. When the past begins to return, the danger is not only that others will judge her. The larger danger is that the young people may discover their lives were built on information kept from them. In this series, Seekers do not stay inside the generation that created them. They passed into the lives of children, changing love, rivalry, and family bonds before the children, even when the nose reasons. Naz Basir appears to belong to the opposite side of Istanbul. She has grown up with money, comfort, and protection. At first glance, her life seems far easier than Emma, yet wealth does not guarantee trust. Naz is kind, caring, and more emotionally open than the people around her expect. She is trying to move from a harmful relationship and find something real. Her connections with Emmers become important because he does not approach her as a symbol of status around him. She can experience honesty that is missing from the polished world of her family. At the same time, Emma does not fully understand the hidden structures around Nas. Her identity rests only a lie she has never been allowed to question. The more she moves toward Emmer and the neighborhood, the closer she moves toward the trust about her own roots. Her journey suggests that a person can live in a beautiful house and still be homeless inside their own story. Yusuf Sultan presents privilege shaped by pressure. He is not free simply because he has money. His father, Galip Sultan, treats success as a demand and weakness as a failure. Yusuf grows under a powerful man who wants to control his image, his choice, and his futures. This does not excuse Yusuf's harmful behavior, but it explains part of it. He sees Amr as a threat because Amr has something that cannot be purchased easily: natural courage, honest friendship, and the ability to inspire people. Yusuf has access to rescue, yet he is emotionally alone. Watching Amr friends gathers around him forces Yusuf to see the emptiness in his own positions. Instead of learning from that difference, he often responds with jealousy and strategy. He tries to defeat Amr through influence rather than meet him fairly. The rivalry becomes a struggle between two kinds of power. Amr power comes from trust, Yusuf power comes from access. Galip Sultan is one of the adults who understand how to turn other people's dreams into tools. A former football and a wealthy club president, he moves through the story with confidence, control, and a strong need to protect his positions. His pressure usage is unhealthy way, hides dirty parts of his past, and become involved in relationships that threat the balance of his life. Galip does not look at the young players only as boys with futures. He studies what they can do for him. A player can become a assist, a breaking point, or a weapon against someone else. His agreement with Behram is especially dangerous. Both men believe they are acting for their sons while both are really feeding their own bride. Their deal creates a future in which Amr and Yusuf may fight battles designed by their fathers. The boys are asked to carry dreams that were never fully theirs. Nihal Gankaya, Amr's old sister, hold much of the family daily where she tries to balance luck with reasons, but her own past mistakes continue to affect her choices. Nihal's position is difficult because Responsible daughters are often accepted to solve problems without creating any of their own. She helps protect and sacrifice while her private needs are pushed aside. When a powerful and dangerous man enters her life, the attraction is connected to more than romance. It offers escape from the role she has always played, yet escape through a dangerous persons can create another prison's Nihal's story mirrors the main theme of the series. A door that looks like freedom may lead to control. Her decisions also remind us that the younger characters are not the only person searching for a different life. Every member of the family is trying to change something, and every attempt can affect the others. Pamuk Kankaya, the older generations give the family a sense of memory. Older relatives often know pieces of the trust that younger people cannot see. They understand how today arguments began, which promises were broken, and which bonds were never properly named. Pamuk's presence gives the Akaya home emotional textures. She can be particle sharp, protective, and roots in the neighborhood way of living in a story filled with secret deals and fast choices. Older voices can become both warning and obscures. They may protect traditions because traditions won't protect them. They may only also hide information because they believe silence keeps the family safe. The series asks whether silence truly protects anyone again and again. Hidden fact return is more destructive from what one generation refuses to face become the next generation crisis. The early moment of the story place all these leaps or paths that appear separate but are actually connected. Emergence in football seems like a sports opportunity. Malik desire for wealth seems like a personal ambition. Nas unhappy relationships appear to be a private romantic issue. Terry grief looks like one man's strategy. Hassan's anger seems to belong to a disappointed friend. Behram deals appear to be a father's secret plan, yet the series gradually reveals that each thread touches another. The club connected the poor neighborhood to the wealthy family. All secrets connect mothers and daughter. Rivalry connect love to football. Garif connect the adults of choices of the young. Istanbul become a gate. Footballs are becomes characters can pull can small thread and shake a life on the other side of the city. This is why the title fits the drama so well. The idea of turning Istanbul upside down is not only about choice in the street, it describes the way hidden worlds change places. The rich discover that money cannot protect them from trust. The poor discover that talent cannot always protect them from power. Parents who believe they control the future find that their all decisions are controlling them. Young people who think love will save the learn that love can also expose fear. Friends who promise never to separate are divided by the every chance they one dreamed about together. The city keeps moving alive. Every character's idea of safety begins to collapse. Nothing remains clearly above or below. The persons who look powerful may be emotionally weak. The person who looks defeated may hold the trust that can destroy an empire. Amar and Nas slowly become the emotional bridge between the two sides of the story. Their bond grows because each gives the other something missing. Amar's offers Nas differences. He may be angry, confused, or imperfect, but he does not leave makes of her a wealthy environment. Nas offers Amar a kind of care that is not based on using his football talent. She sees his pains before she sees his impossible success. Their closeness creates hope, but it also increases dangers. Malik feels Amr moving away. Yusuf feels Naz moving beyond his control. Families see social boundaries begin crossed. Old secrets begins to rise because Naz passed toward Amr also leads toward the neighborhood connected to the true past. Romance in the series is therefore never isolated. Every emotional step changes the balance of power around the couple. The relationship between Amr and Malik becomes sadder as the story dissolves. Their shared past should make them understand each other, but it also shows felt apart. They are becoming Amr still believe loyalty matters more than appearance. Malik has started to believe appearance can decide whether the world respects her. He sees the neighborhood as something world carry with him. She sees it as something that must be removed from her identity. Neither position is simple. Amr may underestimate how people's deeply poverty has wounded Malik's self-image. Malik may underestimate how much she loses when she begins measuring people by the life they can give her. As Naz comes closer to Amr, the emotional triangles becomes less about choosing between two women and more about choosing between two futures. One future asks Emma to remain honest while entertaining a new world. The other asks him to change so completely that the old world cannot recognize him. As the football struggles become more serious, the idea of fairness begins to break. Amr believes that the world has finally opened a door. Hassan sees the same door and believes it was closed in his face. These different views create the emotional center of the friendship conflict. Amr does not fully know that adult decision had shaped his opportunity. Hassan does not know every details neither, but he can feel that something is wrong. When people do not have the trust, they often build an explanation from pain. Hassan decided that Amr has taken what belongs to him. Amr feels attracted by someone he loves, cannot understand why the friendship is becoming precious. Both boys are reacting to a system created above them, but instead of fighting that system together, they begin fighting each other. The adults keep their hands clean while the young men carry the angers. The final matches become more than a game because the boy believes it may be their last true chance. For Amr, it can confirm that the dream is possible. For Hassan, it can prove that he has not been erased. For Shadow and Mud, it offers a path away from the burdens waiting at home. The team needs unity, yet each player arrives with private fear. A match played under such pressure cannot remain only sports. Every choice on the field feels personal. A pass can look like loyalty, a missed chance can look like betrayal, a core decisions can become evidence of favoritism. The viewers can feel how easily a group built through years of friendship can break during a few minutes of competition. The strategy is that the boys once used football to escape the unfair world. Now the unfair world has entered the game with them. Hassan falls from the cliff makers are major changes in the story. Before that moment, his anger can still be seen as the uncontrolled response of a wounded friend. After the fall, the entire group is pushed into shock. Emma refuses to accept that Hassan is gone. His refusal shows both loyalty and guilt. Even after everything that has happened, Hassan remains part of his life. Amr cannot simply label him an enemy and move forward. He remembers the boy who grew beside him, played beside him, and shared the same dreams This emotional confusion is important. Real betrayal does not erase old love is an 1 second it creates a fight between memory and reality. Amr is angry at Hassan's frightenings for him and responsible for him at the same time. The search become a search for them a missing body. It is search for the friendship they may already have. A lost shadow and mud become essential during this crisis. When Amar moves toward the edge of danger, they pull him back. Their action is a quiet answer to the questions of what a friendship should look like. A true friend does not always agree. A true friend sometimes stops you when pain has taken control of your mind. Shadow. Usually the comic voice becomes serious when life demands it to march. Usually silence act with contently together. They prevent one tragedy from becoming another. Their loyalty also creates a strong contract with Hassan. All larger decisions. All four boys begin in the same place, but pain sends them in different directions. Shadow and Mark allow hardship to deepen their care. Hassan's allow hardship to become a reason for revenge. The series does not suggest that suffering automatically makes a person better. It shows that suffering creates a choice and the choice still belongs to the person. Now Sports gives Amar another reasons to remain standing. She does not stay near him because the situation is easy for because he can offer her a comfortable future. She stays when he is frightening, confused and losing hope. That kind of presence change their relationship. Their connection is no longer only attractions between two young people from different worlds. It becomes trust built during crisis. Naz has to make difficult choices to help Amar, and each choice moves her father from the control like other demands for designs for her. Alina and Duru also refuse to leave the young people alone, showing that care can cross glass lines even when families and institutions do not. These relationships create a small circle of protections around Amber. User watched that crisis and is forced to face his own lone lies. He has influence, but Amber has people who come without begins order. Rami enters the crisis and an unexpected source of him. His sports give Amar a path to forward when the neighborhood begins to lose hope. Rami is connected to a harder world when his method may not always be safe, but he understands movement, dangers, and survival. His role reminds the audience that alliances in this story are rarely simple. A person can help for mixed reasons. A person with a danger reputation can still perform a loyal act, while our respected adults can secretly create harm. Emma expects sports because the situation leaves few choices. This is another way the series shows pressure working under normal conditions. He might question every risk when someone he loves may be dead. He cannot wait for perfect answers. Urgency pushes him into spaces where powerful people can again influence his path. The discovery that Hassan is alive should brief relief, but it quickly creates a new kind of fear. Hassan does not return to his friend and explain what happens. He chooses escape with Rami help that tries to remain out of reach. His survivals give him time to decide who he will become next, and the decisions move him deeper into conflict. He could use the moment to face his anger and admit how lost he feels instead of allow restatements to guide him. The cliff does not end his life, but it seems to end part of his old identity. The friend who comes back is more willing to hurt Amar directly. His pain has changed into a plan. This makes the storylines more disturbing than a simple fight between rivals. Hassan knows Amar habits, weakens, and trust. He can attack for inside the history they share User recognizes Hassan angers something useful. He brings Hassan toward his side and begins shaping a larger move against Amr. This partnership is based on a sharp target, not real trust. User wants to remove a rival. Hassan wants to punish a friend he believes betrayed him. Each man thinks the other he can provide what he lacks. User his money, access, and influence, Hassan's knowledge of Amr and the connections to the neighborhood. Together, they can create a trap. Their kidnappers could build an easily alone, yet its alliances are unstable. People joined by hatred often turns on each other's when the target despairs or the trust changes. The user may believe he control Hassan's because he offers rescue. Hassan may believe he is using user to complete his revenge. The audience can already see that both are entering a relationship that may destroy them as well. While these dangers grow, Amar and Naz become closer. Their emotional scenes matter because they arrive beside fear, not away from it. Naz sees Amar without the confidence he showed on the football field. Amber sees Naz questioning the life she can one accept. They are both losing currently. This allows them to meet as even though equal through our position are very difficult. Their closeness does not solve the larger problem. In fact, it makes severe conflict sharper. Malik feels the distance between herself and Amr grows. Usage, jealousy, gain, and other reasons. Naz becomes more likely to question her family, and Amr becomes more connected to secret. He does not yet understand love offers comfort, but it also leads both character into the center of the storm. The more honest they becomes with each other, the harder it becomes to continue living inside the line around them. Last discovery that she was appointed adopt is one of the strongest changes in the latest story. Until his point, she has questioned relationship expectations and the behavior of people around her. Now she must question the foundations of her identity. The shock is not simply that another move gave birth to her. The shock is that the people she trusted allow her to build a life without knowing a central trust. She has to look back at childhood memories and wonder which moments were real, which relationships explanation and incomplete, and who no more than admitted that her plan can include love and anger at the same time. The a family that raised her may truly love her, but love does not erase the damage caused by securely. Nas must now decide Nathar's belonging comes from blood, care, memory, honest, or some combinations of all. For this trust also moves Feryal hidden past closer to the surface. A secret about a child cannot belong to one person forever. It creates a chain of responsibility. Someone made a decision, some accepted it, someone remained silent, someone benefited from the silence, someone else paid for it. As Na searches for answers, she may enter for real life in a way another woman is ready to face. Malik may answer also to be drawn into the discovery, and that completely change the young woman. A person Malik sees as a wealthy competitor may be connected to her through a trust hidden by poverty and fear. Such a reveal can turn jealousy into confusion, anger into guilt, or competition into a painful form of sisterhood. The story has not finished answers these questions, but the direction is clear. Identity will become as important as football is the next stage. Behram and Galip's new agreement adds another layer of danger. These two men come from different positions, but they share a willingness to use their son as extensions of themselves. Behram wants Emmer's success to repair his own failed dream. Gallivant uses success to protect his power and image. When they make a deal, they do not remove the rivalry. The redesign it. Their agreements may create temporary advantage, but it also places both young men inside a plan built on scenery. Emmer is especially valuable because he still believes his path is based mainly on talent. Every new discovery about Behram's actions threatens not only his futures but also his sense of self. If the opportunity was pursued, arranged, or exchanged, Emmer may wonder whether any victory truly belongs to him. That doubt could be more damaging than losing a match. The trap against Emmer is cruel because it targets both his freedom and both his name. Hassan arranged for drugs for the place in Emmer bag. The plan uses an ordinary object connected to Emmer and turns it into evidence. This is how a strong frame up works. It places a light close enough to the victim that outsiders can accept it quickly. Emmer has already entered danger spaces while searches for the trust. When police raid the shippers and find the drugs, the situation appears clear. Anyone who does not know the hidden plan, Emmer is taken into custody, while the people who created the trap remain outside. In the one moment, the brave footballer with a possible future becomes a suspect. His talent cannot protect him. His good heart cannot prove itself in a police live file. The system sees what was found, not the history behind it. This ending changes the meaning of the whole journey. Emmer began by believing footballs could carry him out of the neighborhood. Now his movement toward that dream has brought him into legal danger. The same loyalty that pushed him to search for Hassan has been used against him. Hassan knows Emmer will follow a clue alone because Emmer still carries. You know a scandal can damage Emmer if the full trust later appears. In public life, accusations move farther than corrections. A club may step away. Supporters may doubt. Family members may believe themselves. Rival may use the arrest as proof that Emmer never belonged in a large world. The trap is therefore not only designed to keep him in a cell of a night, it is designed to damage the futures attached to his name. The emotional cost for Zahra is likely to serve. She has already lost one son and now sees another pulled into dangers created by ambition, security, and male pride. Her fear may quickly become anger toward Behram. She can responsibly ask whether his hidden decisions open the doors to the people now attacking Emmer. Behram may respond by denying responsibility to trying to create another bringing that would depend the family fractions are parents who cannot admit a mistake often while trying to hide the first. Zahra's strength will be tested because she must spot Emmer, protect the family, and face the possibility that the man beside her has helped build the crisis. Her guilt grief may finally turn into open resistance. Tariq may also become important. Is clearing Emmer's name as a coach. He understands the football side of the conflict as a grieving father. The understand what it means to lose a child to event that cannot be resolved. He may refuse to watch another young life collapse while adults protect themselves. Tariq can question inside the club, challenge decisions, and the boy cannot see yet helping Emmer could force him to face Kelly, Behram, or trust related to his own past. The series has carefully placed wounded adults around young people. The next moment may show adults repeat the harm and which adults finally decide to stop it. Tariq value will not come from frightening everyone physically, it will come from choosing trust, will trust threatening the fragile life he was rebuilt. Na's reactions to Emma's arrest may define the next stage to other bond. The episode 8 promotion suggests that she will not leave while he is unwell, which points toward loyalty under pressure. She has just learned that her own life contained a major life. She could withdraw from everyone and focus only on herself. Instead, the story appears ready to keep her near Emma. That choice would be meaningful because she understands what it feels like to be judged through information controlled by others. She may not know exactly how Emma's end frame, but she knows that visible story can be false. Her personal crisis could therefore make her more willing to believe him. At the same time, remaining close to Emma may increase conflict, while the family and Jose Naz will have to decide whether trust matters more than safety. Malik's position is more difficult to predict. Emma attracts May, frightening her and strengthens her belief that the neighborhood and its problem must be left behind. Some may see the scandals as proof that choosing wealth is the safer path. On the other hand, watching Nas stands beside Emmer could force Malik to face what she is losing, jealousy and returns, but guilt could appear. What did Malik knows Emmer creates better. They may outside her if she expects the accusations too quickly. We will betrayal years or shared life. If she defined him, she may damage the new social position she wants. Her next choice can reveal whether ambition has fully replaced loyalty or whether part of the still remember of the young man before opportunity divided them. Hassan's success is framing Emma will not bring peace. Revenge rarely ends at the moment of the victory, because the person taking revenge still increases the original wound. Hassan may watch Emma suffer and feel power for a short time, but he will also see shadow, murder, Zahra, and the neighborhood suffer. These are people connected to his own childhood. Their pain may awaken guilt, or it make him harden before, because admitting guilt would destroy the story he has told himself. He needs to believe Emma deserves punishment. Any evidence of Emma's loyalty threatens that belief. This inner conflict could make Hassan pushed unpredictable. He may continue deeper into use a plan, confess suddenly, protect Emma is in secret, or attack the people using him. The most interesting directions would not be a quick return to goodness. It would be a slow battle between the friend he was and the enemy he is choosing to become. Yuse also faces a moral lines. Until now, he has often acted from jealousy, pressure, and the need to win his father's approvals. Forming Emma with Drang move the conflict into a far darker area. This is no longer a rich rival using influence to give an advantage in sports of romance. It places an innocent person at risk of prison and public disagreement. If you know every detail, he becomes directly responsible for serious harm. If Hassan acted beyond the original plan, Yuse must decide whether to expose him or protect the result. Arthur's choice will show the audience what remains of his consequence. The lone lines the felt while watching Emma's trend may become a warning. He can continue buying temporary alliance, or he can understand that fears cannot create the loyalty he ever envies. The eighth episode is pointed to begins with several stories crashing together. Amarneet proved that the drugs were planted. Hassan survivals and can no longer remain separate from the trap. Naz needs answers about her birth and the people who hid it. Feral must face the danger of recognition. Behram and Galip agreement is likely to create consequence. Neither man can fully control. The football dream remains alive, but it can no longer move forward. Build the legal and emotional damage is addressed. These structures give the new episode a possible source of tensions without requiring random new problems. Every crisis comes from an earlier choices. That is good drama because the audience can trace the line of cause and effect. One likely path is what a friend will search for evidence outside official channels. Sado and Mert know his movement and may notice detail. Other Miss Alina and Duru can help connect information from the wealthy sides of the story. Rami may know who had access to the Shiraft or how Hassan's move after surviving the fall. Naz may hear something from Yuze or recognizing a week in the story. None of these responsibilities are confirmed, but they allow the relationships already built. Clear, clearing Amr name should require cooperation between peoples from different parts of Istanbul. That would support the series' larger idea that no one can escape the city systems alone. The threat may also given Amr is important inner struggles. He has usually responds to dangers by moving forward, protecting others, and trusting his courage in our custody. Action is limited. He must wait while others people decide what they believe. This can make him feel powerless in a new way. He may question football, his father's son, and even his own judgment. A strong hero does not become interesting only by defeating enemies. He becomes interesting when his basic belief is challenged. Amar believe effort and honesty can create a future. The frame up tells him that a lie can erase both in seconds. His next growth will depend on whether he becomes bitter or learns to fight with patience as well as courage. Nas can become the person who remind him that his identity is larger than the accusations. At the same time, Amar can remind Nas that her identity is larger than the secret of her birth. This balance could deepen their relationships without turning Ether's characters into a simple resource. Both are facing false stories placed around their name. Amar is being presented as a criminal. Naz has been presented with a family history that is incomplete. Each must separate trust from the version created by powerful adults. Their love can grow through shared understanding, but it will remain consequence only if both continue making independent choices. To going into episode 8, the biggest question is not only whether Amar will leave custody. The appear question is what will remain when he does. Will the club will support him? Will the neighborhood believe him? Will Behram finally reveal the hidden deals when Hassan feels guilt before the trap becomes impossible to undo? Will Yusuf protect his father's world or step away for it? Will Naz search for her birth mother while standing beside Amr? Will Malik choose status or memory? These questions make the cliffhanger effect because the answers to one problem can open several others. Alti Ustu Istanbul has reached the point where its title feels fully earned. Amar Dream has become an accusation. Hassan appearance. Death has become a secret. Survival's Nas cure identity has become a mystery. Use privileged position has become emotional isolation. Behram planned for success has become a threat to his family. Every character who believed they understood their place who stands in a changed world. Istanbul has not thrown upside down through one explosion or one villain. It has changed through many small decisions made from fear, pride, love, and hunger. That is where this section ends. Amar is behind a locked door, while others remains trapped by revenge, shame, secretly pride and control. Episode 8 will reveal who search for trust and who protect the lie. The struggle is no longer about football, it is about identity, loyalty, freedom, and choosing our futures. The new episode begins as the explain point where hope turns into fear. Amar is no longer standing on a football field looking toward a future that seems open. He is surrounded by police officers, hard questions, and the cold proof of a crime he did not commit. The drugs found inside his bag are enough to change the way strongers look at him. A few minutes earlier, he was a young player trying to protect the people that he loved. Now he is treated like someone who has been hiding a dangerous life. This sudden fall is not only a legal problem, it is an attack on his name, his dream, and the trust he has built with everyone around him. The people who planned the trap understand this very well. They do not only want Emma to spend a night in custody, they want the accusation to follow him into every room he enters. They want club officials to doubt him, neighborhood to whispers about him, and even his closest friends to wonder whether they truly know him. The power of the trap comes from its simplicity. The police find the drugs in his own bag, and the line immediately tools stronger than the trust. Emma's first reactions will probably not to fear from himself. His mind will return to Hassan. We went toward dangers because he believed his friend might still be alive and it needs of help. That loyalty has now been trusted against him. The deepest wound is not that an enemy attacked him. The deepest wound is that Hassan knows exactly which part of Amr hurt could be used outdoor. Amr would ignore a warning if he believed a brother was in danger. Hassan understood that he counted on it. This is why the coming confrontations between them cannot be a simple sense of anger. It carries years of friendship, shared hungers, football stream, neighborhood memories, and promises made when both boys believe could separate them. Amr may refuse to believe that Hassan's place the drug himself. He may search for another explanations because accepting the trust would mean accepting that the persons that tries to save choose to destroy him even inside the police situations. Amr may protect Hassan's name from a while. His loyalty has always been his strength, but at this moment it's become a chain around his hand. Outside the situations, the news will travel through the anchor faster than any official statement. In a neighborhood where every door is closed to another, silence never lasts long. Someone will see the police vehicle, someone will heard Emmer was taken away, someone else will add details that was never true. By morning, there may be several different stories. Some people will may Emmer was caught in a large drug operation, otherwise will insist that rich rival plays the evidence of fears will blame football, saying the boy changed after he received attentions. His same neighbor who once celebrated his talent may once speak carefully around him family. This is how public shame enters our home. It does not know it arrives through looks, unfinished sentence, and people suddenly becomes too polite Zahra will feel every whisper as it were directed at the heart. Behram will react with anger because anger is easier for him than guilt. Pamuk may stand between them trying to stop the family from breaking while the police decide what happens next. Zara has already carried more pain than one and other's mother should be asked to carry. She lost a son, watch ambitions, but he can still chooses to stop the damage from becoming permanent at the police stations. Amber battle is quieter but just a danger. The officers do not know the history of the uncles. They know many times Amber protect Hassan or no. Deeply Uzair represented him. They see a bag, an illegal drug. Represents him. They see a bag, illegal drug allocation, and a wrong young man caught in the middle of operations. Emmer can repeat that the drugs are not this, but innocent alone does not explain how they reach this belonging. The question will become sharper. She had accessed the bag. Why was that happening? Who called him there? Did he know Hassan was alive? But did witness see him moving through the erase each honest? Another suspicious detail. This is a cruel design of the trap. Emmer must tell a story so strong that the simple line appears more believable. Emmer angers may rise when the officers mention Hassan. He can protect his friend from only for long as first he may Hassan is confused, wounded, or being used by others. He may refuse to believe that Hassan's planned every step, but then the memory of the bag will return. Perhaps Hassan stood close to it. Perhaps someone distracted Emmer for a few seconds. Perhaps a message arrived at exactly the right time. Small detail that meant nothing before can now form a painful pattern. From Emmer realized that the trap requires knowledge of his habit. The person habit behind it knew the world had run toward dangers, leave his bag unguarded, and refuses to abandon a friend. That knowledge did not come from strangers. It came from someone once called him brothers. The realizations can break Emmer more deeply than he cell door. Public accusations can be fought with evidence, but betrayal attackers memory itself. Emmer may begin questioning every recent conversations with Hassan. Was the pain real? Was the apology real? Did Hassan ever plan to return, or was he only waiting to trust him? The strongest version of Emmer will not become cold immediately. He will struggle because apart he will wants to rescue Hassan from the very plan Hassan's created. Emmer has always believed that people are more than their worst actions. Now that belief is being tested again. His own destroyer name. He may tell him lawyer that Hassan must be found alive, not only because Hassan can clear him, but because Uzair will do once Hassan is no longer useful. Naz will understand this inflict even it she is angry with it. She know Emmer loyalty is one reason she trusted him, but she may also see him that loyalty keeps placing him in dangers. When she visitors to speak to him drop a lawyer, she may speak him to stop protecting Hassan's may can answer that telling that trust is not the same as asking revenge. He wants Hassan's head responsible, but that does not want him killed or sacrificed. This difference can become a central moral line in the new episode. Using and Gallup treat people as peace. Emma refuses to do that even when the person has betrayed him. He refuses may look foolish in the short terms, but it can be the reason Hassan eventually chooses confession over silence. Naz arrives at this crisis while her own identity is falling apart. Learning that she was adopted is not a small side story, it changes every relationship around her. The people she called finally now hold a history they did not share. The people she barely know may be connected to her by blood. At the exact moment she needs emotional stability, the ground beneath her change. This can make her spot for Emma move even more beautiful. She knows what it feels like when others decide what trust you are allowed to hear. She knows how quickly a life can be rewritten by people identity as a by people with authority. Emma is believing given a false identity as a criminal. Naz has been living inside an incomplete identity built by silence. Their struggles are different, but both are about taking back the right to define themselves. The line from the first preview, the promise not to leave until someone is well, can belong emotionally to Na's role in these chapters. Whether she say it to Emma and other family member or someone injured by the growing conflict, the idea of staying matters. Powerful people exist spots to despair when scandals begin. They believe love will become weak under pressure. Nas can change that belief by remaining visible. She can go to the situations even when her family tells it not to her. She can speak to a lawyer, search for witness, and refuses to hide from cameras or gossips. Her presence not will magically prove Emma's innocence, but it will prevent his enemies from isolating him. A person is easier to destroy when everyone is afraid to stand nearby. Na's family may try to control her through the language of protections. They can say they are worried about her reputation. They can remind her trust that police found real evidence. They may argue that she is emotionally unstable after learning the adoptions trust and should not make serious decisions. This is exactly how control often hides inside concerns. Nas can listen without accepting. She may say that the people who hid her past no longer have the right to tell her which trust is safe. This sentence will connect her to battles. She is not only defending Emma, she is refusing to be managed by secret again. Her next step could be to investigate Yusei without letting him know. Our direct accusations would allow him to prepare a clamor approach is more dangerous to him. Nas can meet him and act uncertain. She can say she needs to understand what happens. Yusei agrees to regain her trust may speak too much. He might mention details that were never made public, such as exact place where the drugs were found, the timing of the police arrivals, or Hassan's connections to the shipwreck. Nas can notice the mistake, but hidden her attractions. She has no user long enough to recognize when his confidence is begins performed. The more gently she questions him, the more relief. Usually will try to return the conversations toward Emma's characters. He may say that poverty and ambitions pushed Emma into a dangerous choice. He may claim that everyone has a hidden side. He may remind us that she will never knew Emma's world. These words are designed to use class prejudice to evidence. Use wants the accusations to feel natural because Emmer comes from a struggling neighborhood. Nas can challenge him by asking a simple question. Why does the story feel so convenient for you? Emmer is removed from football, separated from her, and public shame in one move. Use may become defensive is anger could be the first sign that Naz has touched the trust. The second preview line about money and Hassan future may also connected to a conversation among adults, not only Yuse and Hassan. Perhaps Behram considers paying to send Hassan away. Perhaps Galip represents money as a solution. Um, Perhaps someone in the neighborhood collects saving to protect Hassan from the people using him. The exact speaker is not yet confirmed, so read the line is through its thief. Every group may believe it is buying something different. One side wants silence, another wants safety, and other wants a confession. Hassan stands in the center while others discuss his life as thought he is absent. This can push him toward a final decision, accept the future chosen for him, or speak in his own voice to the first time. Behram is especially valuable to the idea that money can solve these disasters. He loves Emmer, but fear often makes him impatient. He may believe that a past agreement is better than a slow search for trust. If someone offers legal help in exchange for control over Emmer's career, Behram may be tempted. If someone says Hassan can be paid to leave the city, Behram may consider it. Can tell himself that he is protecting both boys, but yet every secret bargaining repeats the same mistake, deciding the future of young people without their contents. Behram's challenge in the new episode is not only to rescue Emmer, it is the learn that rescue without honesty can become another kind of harm. Zahra can become the person who stop him. She has watched men use pride, football, and money to make decisions around her family. Emmer arrest may end her patience with quiet warning. She can demands to see every document, know every phone calls, and understand every promise Behram has made to Galip. When Behram says there is no time, Zahra can answer that rushing is now there. Entered this trap, how strength will not come from shouting in every scene. It can come from refusing to move until she receives the trust. She may be the only adult in the room who understands that Emmer may cannot be cleaned by an other's hidden deal. A strong confrontation between Zahra and Galip can expose the glass conflict at the center of the drama. Galip may speak as if he is offering help to a desperate family. Zahra can reject his kindness because she sees a price behind it. She can remind him that Emmer talent exists before Galip. Notice is this club did not create Emmer value. It only discovered a way to profit from it. It Galip offer a lawyer, a public statement, or a contract. Zahra can ask every favors, and with her owing his something, Galip may answer calmly, but her words still disturb him because they name the structures that he preferred to keep invisible. As the club, Tariq will face his own test. Spotting Emmer when he is praised too easy. Spotting him when drugs are found in his bag can damage Tariq positions. Galip may order plans him to stay silent, cancel training plans, or remove Emmer name from future's message. Tariq can refuse to judge before the investigation is complete. He may ask to see security recording, angry records, or the list to people who knew where Emmer would be. His football knowledge can help the investigations because he understands routines. He knows who handled bag, who enters changing eras, and would move without attracting attention. A coach who roots space on the field can also root the empty space in a false story. Tariq may discover that the trap began earlier than the police office operations. Someone could have changed the training schedule, sent a false message, or created a reason for Emma to marry a particular bag. The evidence may not immediately prove user guilt, but it can show planning this matter because a planned trap leaves more trace than a sudden act. Camera, phone record, payment transfer, and witness movement can create a chain. The new episode may not reveal the entire chain, but it can give the horses their first solid pieces. Until now, they have had belief. Now they need something a lawyer can place on a table. Shadow and Mud are likely to search for that piece in their own way. They know Emmer's daily life better than an official investigators. They can remember who touched the bag, who asked strangers questions, and who disappeared before the police arrived. Their search may include Omar at first because they often use jokes to survive fear, yet the tone can turn serious when they realize they are being followed. You say follow may understand that a close friend are dangerous witness. Shadow and Mud can find a small clue such as a